As I was preparing for this message today, I opened my Bible and something familiar caught my eye and invited my attention. And it was this cross. The shape is not quite right, the angles are a little skew-if, and the cutting of the outline is, not precise, and perhaps it's a little bit pretty in terms of representing the ugliness of the cross of Jesus. But for a whole lot of reasons, in my eyes, this is beautiful. This cross was made by my daughter. It has her name right here, but it's written by an adult. So it was probably made when she was very little, before she could write her own name, and her Sunday school teacher has written her name on it for her. It reminds me of the people who are a part of our life at that time when she was little. It reminds me of the people who are part of her life at that time, of those who invested in her and my other children, those who loved them, those who took the time to teach them about Jesus, who prayed for them, who listened to them, who laughed with them and who wept with them, who blessed them with their friendship and conversation and guidance. And I thank God for those people. As I remember them, I thank God for our own children's ministries team, for the ways in which they love and teach the children of our core family. I've really missed those wonderful conversations and interactions with our children during lockdown. And it's been so good just to have a little glimpse of them today in our playlist. What a privilege and sacred responsibility is ours as the family of God, a community of faith, to provide a safe and welcoming space in which children can grow and their faith be nurtured. A space not just made of bricks and mortar, but a space in our lives, in our loves, in our influence to welcome and bless children as Jesus welcomed and blessed the little ones in the scripture passage for today. The scene depicted in Mark's Gospel in chapter 10 is so beautifully human. Good parents wanting a blessing for their children, and the ever-vigilant disciples holding them at bay, protecting Jesus from the demands, and perhaps feeling that Jesus was only there for the grown-ups. And then the tender love of Jesus for these little people, saying that the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these, gathering them in his arms and blessing them. I wonder what he said to them. I wonder what that blessing was about. Today we might be forgiven for thinking that blessing is about things going well for us. We often hear people say, I am blessed, and often it relates to having a lovely family or going on a holiday or something good happening in their lives. These are great things, and it's good to be grateful for them. But blessing is not always about experiencing those kind of things. In fact, many of the blessings of the Bible speak into times of difficulty. The Beatitudes, the blessed are statements of Jesus, suggest that blessing is possible, even linked to our experiences of grief and difficulty. And in fact, as I look back and as you look back, you probably recognise that some of the richest blessings of your life have come out of the darkest times of your lives. So what does it mean to be blessed? What does it mean to bless others? When God gave instructions to Moses on how to bless Israel, he said, "Tell Aaron and his sons to bless the people of Israel with this special blessing. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favour and give you his peace." In the New Testament, Paul set a beautiful example of blessing when he addressed the church in Ephesus saying, I pray that from his glorious unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his Spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. And may you have the power to understand, as all God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. May you experience the love of Christ, though it is too great to understand fully. Then you'll be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. There is something much deeper here in these blessings than just things going well for us. There is something here about experiencing God's love, his kindness, his peace in the very depths of our being, irrespective of what is happening around us and to us. The President-elect of the Uniting Church of Australia, Sharon Hollis, wrote, "When we are blessed, we encounter the mystery of God's love, justice, and mercy poured out. If we open ourselves up to the blessing and the source of the blessing, we are drawn into the heart of the one who blesses us." I like these words. They don't speak of an easy life or of wealth or possessions or even health. They speak of a relationship with God in which we find safety, strength, stability, comfort, and peace. This is the blessing. We are drawn into the heart of the one who blesses. And out of that blessed place, we can be a blessing to others, offering welcome, speaking life-giving words, praying that they too might know the safety, strength, stability, comfort, and peace that comes when we are drawn into the very heart of God. Our world is full of loud voices bombarding us daily with words that discourage, words that pull us down, that tell us that we are not enough, that we need to look like this or be like that. It's hard not to absorb some of those messages. How we need to hear words of blessing, words that speak life and truth into our lives and draw us into the heart of God. And even more so, our children need to hear words of blessing, words that speak life and truth into them and draw them into the heart of God. Words that tell them that they are wonderfully made, that they are precious in God's sight, that they are loved with an everlasting love, and that they are never alone. Words that will protect them from the loud negative voices of the world, words that will shape them and lead them and draw them into the fullness of life that God longs for them. Reflecting on the story of Jesus blessing the children, Henri Nouwen wrote, "To welcome a child is to extend the simplest of acts to an individual that society normally dismisses as perhaps cute, but ultimately insignificant, someone who entirely lacks any accomplishments, greatness, status, or pretensions. By extension," he goes on to say, "Jesus invites us to welcome every person in the same manner, without regard for external measures of their worldly importance, status, success, or failure." We have the wonderful opportunity, the sacred privilege, to welcome and to bless others, children and adults alike, to live lives that invite others to encounter God's love, justice, and mercy, and to be drawn into the heart of the one who has blessed us. May God make us a blessing today.